Hi, good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Warrior Story with Aaron. Today, we are going to be talking on caregivers. Like we all know, what we share here is matters related to sickle cell warriors. So, in the studio, we have a caregiver who decided to be a caregiver, like caregiver by choice. In one of our episodes, we'll talk about caregiver without choice. It just happened. You didn't have to decide that. But here we have a warrior who decide, a caregiver who decide to be a caregiver to a sickle cell warrior. So let me introduce him to you. Please, can we meet you? Let us know your name.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Ebi Uchichuku, and I'm a caregiver. I'm a fashion designer too.
Oh, thank you so much for coming, Mr. AB. We want to say thank you for taking our invitation and honoring our invitation as well. We discovered that you are a caregiver. From my findings, you've been working with this sickle cell organization, and I see your work very interesting. So, but why we had to invite you, I was asking myself, do you have maybe a sickle cell person as your brother, sister? Maybe are you a sickle cell warrior yourself? Because with all the energy you put into caregiving for sickle cell persons, I was wondering if maybe you are related to a warrior.
Okay. No, I'm not directly related to a warrior before now,
Okay.
but I got to meet a friend who is a warrior.
Oh,
So and when we started to interact and relate, I began to understand what it means to be a warrior practically. Even though I know about being a warrior or genotype or
or
sickle
sickle
cell,
cell
yeah, I
itself.
have those information before. So, but I got to meet someone who is a warrior. So that was how I got involved into
Hmm.
caregiving and
Okay,
things like
so
that.
when you met this friend, because I believe this is not the only friend in your life, there are so many other persons you've met before this person, even though this probably is the first or was the first sickle cell person you met as in the journey of your life. So, what interests you to be dedicated to maybe this person, to sickle cell as a whole?
Okay. Um, like I said, this person is my friend, and of course, I have other friends. Generally, if somebody is my friend, I would show concern and all that to them. So this particular case of sickle cell being a caregiver to this particular friend is we, aside being a warrior, this friend of mine, we also share other things in common. We were closely related in other areas. And when I then discovered that, oh, this person is a warrior, and then I discovered that this person has a lot of potential. This person is a lot of things, but being a warrior seemed to be something that is trying to limit that. And so I decided to, what can I do to help this my friend to do more, be better, do reach his goals and all that. So it inspired the actions that I
So you
decided to
got
take.
compassionate, and
Yes.
you were trying to see if you could wear his shoes,
Yes.
and you were trying to understand what it means to also be a
The warrior,
warrior.
yeah.
And from what you said you this person had a lot of potentials, but you noticed that it was limited by being a sickle cell. So
Yeah.
you were trying to like see if you could cover the other
Yeah,
half
yeah, yeah.
of his journey.
Yeah.
That must be quite interesting because not everybody would do this today
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the world that we are in. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now, one thing that is a driving force with my experience being a caregiver is love. If you want to be a caregiver, or if you are a caregiver, you have to love your warrior or whoever you are giving care to. Is a driving force,
First for
because
you.
yeah, for me, because warriors, sometimes when they're in crisis, you expect that maybe after 2 hours or 3 hours the crisis
They're
should
supposed to be
go, or
fine.
after some days, but it stays 3 days, 1 week, and it's not going. So if you don't have love, if you are just doing it as like work, you discover that they'll get to a time you be like, guy, make this pain stop. I beg, this thing done it too much.
Like you're tired.
You dey form am been with, we don't give you medicine and also. But if love is driving it, you would be able to stay, you understand, and then go through with all that. And another thing is why you must do this with love is, I discovered that warriors are sensitive. If you are just doing this thing, this giving of care, you are forming it. They would know. Somehow they'll begin to feel like it's like I'm stressing this person, and they want you to go.
I agree
You
with you
understand?
on
So
this.
if you are not doing it in love, it will show. You understand? You're not doing it
Intentionally,
intentional.
intentional.
So you have to love so that you can be able to freely do it, and help them if you really want to, so that they could do the things they
Wow,
want to do
quite
in their lives.
interesting. Mr. AB here is telling us how he has met this person, how he got to now get exposed on what sickle cell is, and for you to be, let's say, validated or a very consistent and stable caregiver, you must first love your warrior, and then you must be intentional towards your warrior, because your warrior will eventually know if you are trying to be pathetic, if you are just trying to be there for something. And I agree with you on that. So in your journey so far, has it impacted you negatively, positively? What way can you say being a caregiver to warriors impacted you? Has it maybe changed your story? Has it made people to look at you differently? Has it added to your knowledge? What are the impacts of being a caregiver to a sickle cell warrior, whether negatively or positively?
Positively. Okay, personally, it has added to me in the aspect that I have learned to be able to look into details, because if you are a caregiver to a warrior, you have to be meticulous, you have to be careful, because you can overlook something minute that can cause so much. So yeah, I have learned to be very, very meticulous to an extent, because I can be very just just surface. But being a caregiver has taught me to be
To pay
meticulous. Yeah, to
attention
pay
to
attention
some
to details,
details.
and it has also helped me to learn about myself, taking care of myself, my dieting, knowing some things about
About health,
about
hygiene
health, hygiene,
generally.
so that I can now take care of myself better, and even give advice to people. Then generally, it has both negative and positive impact. For the negative impact, generally, people sometimes begin to look at you as, you dey waste time with, know all these sickle cell people. Now time you dey waste, like they'll be like,
Wow, wasted
yeah.
investments.
So
So you could do something
hey,
better with
better,
that
you
time.
understand, so people can just see you like, or maybe you don't have work,
Or you don't know what you are
or you don't know what
doing.
what you are doing, and all that, and then the positive side for some people will be like, oh, you are trying, you are doing this, so it also now makes them to want to pay attention to warriors, because people don't pay attention to warriors generally, but this helps them to now want to pay attention to warriors.
Warriors.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I must say I'm inspired by your story. I would love to be a caregiver someday to a warrior. And what advice do you have to people who are not caregivers or battling to be caregivers out there?
Okay. If you are not a caregiver, and you want to be a caregiver,
Or you're already a caregiver but you are
but you're
battling with,
struggling with
yeah.
it. Okay, now one thing that would help you is, number one, you must love your warrior. Don't see it as a job. Don't see it as something. Let you just do your best. You must intentionally look at your warrior and say, I love you, and I
Okay.
want to give you the support that I can. That's one. Secondly, see it as you doing something for yourself, because taking care of another person gives you an opportunity to mirror yourself, to now know, to now pay attention to how you can take care of yourself, especially when it's now a warrior, because the warrior requires all-round care.
Mm.
So you discover that, oh, both their hygiene, both their food, both their drugs. So it makes you, as you are taking care of the world, you are mirroring yourself. So if you want to be a better caregiver,
Caregiver,
look at, how will I take care of
your
myself?
own
What
self.
will I do for myself? And then it will help you to care
So,
for your
just one very last question before we leave the studio. Were there challenging moments, times that you got tired, you felt you never even cared, you felt you were never in the story of being a caregiver?
Yeah, yes, because when you have when you are a caregiver to a warrior, there are times the warriors just snap out, and you are trying to pay attention to them and take care of them,
And
and
maybe
then
they are
they are
not
like, please, I
interested.
beg, I beg, get out, get out. They are shouting, they are like,
Really?
leave me.
For
And they
something
are
you're
like,
not being paid
yes, they are
for.
like, so you'll be like, I dey try help now. You give them something they say they don't want. This is going into help you. So they even see what you are doing as fighting them. So those times can be challenging. And then there's sometimes when you are caring for your caregiver,
Your
and you are
warrior
not your warrior, and you are not paying attention to
to
yourself. So you
yourself.
discover that you are starving sometimes, or you've not maybe had your bath for a long time. I know that all those kind of things
Yes.
because you're taking care of it. So sometimes you'll be like, you are struggling to balance the two, but in the whole thing you just have to know that you have to see this person you love, you love this person, so it's going to help to overlook those kind of
In
things.
summary, I could go home with being a caregiver to a warrior is a lot from what you said. Some I would not want to, and I would want to. So the take home for me is I must love this person. I must be intentional about this
Yeah,
person,
yeah.
and that's what has helped you all through your journey of being a caregiver. So, what are your goodbye words to our listeners, warriors, caregivers?
Thank you. What I want to say is number one, everybody should be a caregiver. Not
Wow,
necessarily to be a warrior first, but just be a caregiver. Show care and compassion to people generally. And then when you find a warrior, because warriors go through a lot, they take their drugs, but upon taking their drugs, they still have a high tendency of
of
still
falling
having
into
crisis.
crisis.
You understand? So once you see a warrior, take care of them, give them water majorly, and then talk to them with love. So this is going to go a long way to
Yeah,
help.
give them water. Me, I heard that one. If you meet a warrior somewhere, please give them water. It's something that they appreciate, and it's something that will go a long way for them. And it will help you learning how to take care of yourself. So thank you so much for coming to the studio. We appreciate everything that you have said, and we also appreciate your time. It was also interesting having your own part of being a caregiver to warriors. We hope to have you on our next episode, and this brings us to a close to this section. Thank you.